All right, Mr. Revolver Guy here with DayAtTheRange.com. As you can see, I got the old Colt Delta Elite back out. This is the Mod 2 or Generation 2 of the Colt Delta Elite. If you've been following along on DayAtTheRange.com or on Day at the Range YouTube channel, you will know that this Delta Elite has been back to Colt for some machine marks on the inside. I'll try to display a picture in the video to show you what I'm talking about. But I also noticed it just wasn't shooting well. I didn't know if it was my Ransom Rest or the Colt Delta Elite in and of itself. Turns out it might have been a little bit of both. I hand fit a Briley bushing to this Colt Delta Elite. And then also I talked with the friendly people over at Ransom Rest. I'm telling you, I don't know how I've been doing accuracy testing. Granted, some of you are really, really good out there with a pistol. I think I'm halfway decent. But to try to wring out the best of accuracy, I've always envisioned and thought Ransom Rest was the way to go. So coming across this Ransom Rest was a great find for me at a price that I could not refuse. As you can see, it's well used, but not necessarily beat up. I talked to Michael over at Ransom Rest. He gave me some tips. I bought some new knobs for it, ended up buying a new bearing, and also the bearing adapter that goes over the top of the screw. Got the spring on the other side tightened down to about 1.5 inches from the base out to the edge leaf of the spring. That's Michael's recommendation. He wants these tightened down, and again, I'll try to show the pictures in the video, but he wants these tightened down so that in the front, this gap here is the same as the gap in the back, to try to get equal amount of pressure on the pistol in and of itself. Now, you're supposed to fire somewhere between, I'll say, 2 and 4 rounds to get the pistol to settle in the groups. But what I'm going to do today is just put 8 straight rounds down range and see how she fares with the guidance that Michael has given me. Again, I'm shooting 200 grain lead loads here. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. 8 rounds, 200 grain loads, loaded on top of long shot at about 1,100 feet per second. So let's see how they group down range. Make sure everything's tight. Make sure it's down. Michael also told me you don't want to touch the pistol at any time. Use the little knob on the side to press it down in the rest. Well, Michael, here goes the test. Let's see what she does. All right, that's center, but a little low. That's okay. Oh, just about same hold. Oh yeah, so far so good. That's a little bit of a flyer. Might have been my reload. Plus the recoil didn't feel the same on that one. That one got a little high, got away from me. Again, the recoil didn't feel the same. All right, make sure she's all tight still. All right, 8 shots down range. I am totally happy with that group. I am happy with how the Ransom Rest performed. As you can see, this ground is not level on my range at all. A bunch of rocks here out. I'm only holding it down to the bench with my weight. And I'm not going to tell you my weight, YouTube viewers, but I'm holding it down with my weight. along with 3 C-clamps in the back. I cannot clamp it in the front. For the most part, I'm happy with that group at 25 yards. I believe this setup is really going to work for me, and I thank the great people over at Ransom Rest. Wow. Just the customer service was outstanding. Talking to me on the phone, helping me get everything set up, making sure I had a decent working rest. And again, totally happy. Thank you, Michael, over at Ransom Rest. Mr. Revolver Guy with DayAtTheRange.com. Here are a few pictures of the Colt Delta Elite in my Ransom Rest. Well used, but not abused. I took some pictures and sent it over to the nice people at Ransom Rest International. Talk about vintage. This thing is circa 1989. Talk about being built to last. If you really want to do some accuracy testing, Ransom Rest is the way to go.